Hi, everyone. Welcome to another session of NAUI Talk. Today, we're going to be discussing the Community Forum. With us today, we have Angelo, as usual, as a host, as well as myself. And our guest speaker today is Chris Greco, who looks after many of the great IT needs for NAUI and is going to discuss the NAUI Community Forum for us, the benefits and values, etc. So without further ado, Chris, please take over.
Well, thanks, Bill. Just quick overview about me. I've been in NAUI about 3 years, but I've spent the majority of my career in a membership organization. So seeing a lot of what membership entails and all the tools that we use to engage with people. So,
hey, Chris, let me ask you this question. I just kind of just educating a little bit right here, just kind of getting a little overview. The whole purpose of the whole driving the whole forum or creating a whole forum was to centralize, kind of bring the whole NAUI community from junior snorkeler all the way up through, course director, trainer, bring them all into one corral and kind of just, create one big happy family there to where we can interact with each other, kind of pull some ideas in a centrally located area. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's really kind of the ideal goal of having your own forum.
Yeah.
You have all these other channels that we can communicate through, but, we only, if we get the message out to 80% of them, we still miss people. At least here we have a central location where we can hit those other channels, but you can always come back to the forum and find, what you're looking for.
What type of topics can we, and just, I know you're going to go into an overview and everything, but what type of, it's not just like, what can we expect in the forum? What type of topics do you think can we find in there?
Sure. So we kind of played around with the topics. When we started, we were much more granular. Now it's pretty simple and hope to expand in the future. But I mean, we've got areas for public members. So just regular divers. We have member area, board participation, those types of things. But we can start to expand those based on membership type. Perhaps you want an instructors group. Perhaps you want first aid, people with first aid designations to have their own, room that they can discuss in. So those types of things can happen. And then with security, we can either group all of those people together and only they can see it, or we can have that type of group and, have it open for everybody to see the conversation. And really that's kind of the goal, is to be as open as possible. So when there is, discussion, people can look in and see what's going on.
So, I mean, that's kind of when the official date that we launched the forum, what was that, about 2 months ago?
Yeah, sounds about right.
And overall, what would you think about how's the reception been on it with the how's it? I mean, obviously with any type of new social media, any type of new forum, they always take a lot of time to gain traction. Sure. What's any feedback? What's the overall reception of it?
I don't have the statistics in front of me of the number of people, but I have seen, quite a list of users that are on there, and I do see posts from time to time. I don't get in there, on a daily basis and see what's going on. But there is some movement, and I think the more you educate and put out, to the masses that it's there, it'll grow.
Yeah, and we purposely started with a soft launch so that we could get, comfortable with it. And I think it's time. That's why today we're doing this, to start out to inform members and get them active on it and really start to take hold from here. As we're going with that, if anybody has questions, please just go to the Q&A at the bottom of your screen or top, depending where you've got your title bar, and type in your questions. We'll try to answer them as we go. And if for any reason we don't get all the questions answered, I will personally answer them, or Chris will personally answer them, or Angelo or Madison. So there's 4 of us here, and we're certainly going to make sure 100% of the questions get answered. So.
Go ahead, Chris. Let me see. Are you going to go live? Are you going to put this thing up on a share screen? Is that how you're going to do it? How are we going to do? How you guys? What was the plan on this, Bill?
So it'd be nice to start with just show. Can you pull up Core, and maybe we can look and see how people can do that. And on the share screen, you're a co-host, so you're able to do so.
You want me to go ahead? You want me to go ahead and pull it up?
No, Angelo. I mean, not Angelo. Chris, sorry.
Yeah. There you go, Chris.
And by doing this, we'll be able to start with the actual show people where to find the forum, and I think that's step one, right?
Yes, give me 1 second. So can you see my screen now?
Sir, there you go.
Okay. So the first place I'm going to go is just the public website. And right on the front page, there's a link to the forum. Simple as click on it here. The nice part about this forum is it's fully integrated security-wise with our database. So if you're a user already, whether it's a public user or a member, as long as you have a core account, you'll be taken through the login process like you're signing into core, and then it'll take you into the community. So the other options are, obviously, you can type in the address bar community.naui.org, and that'll take you there. Or through core, there's a link. And that's on the left-hand side.
Oh, right on. There you go.
And since I was already logged in the core, obviously it will launch. If you just go to community.naui.org or you go to the website, you're not logged in, it'll take you to the login screen, you log in, and then it'll bring you back to this page.
Oh,
Pretty
right
simple.
So yeah, let's cruise down this thing right here. I mean, obviously we got the member lounge, we got the NAUI divers, NAUI board committees, site feedback, service centers. So this is what the actual forum looks like once we get inside here. So
it does, it'll be different for different people. So I'm logged in as an administrator, so I see all of the rooms and topics, right?
yeah,
As a public user or diver, they would only see this NAUI divers room or any other room that's open to their type of user, right? So they wouldn't necessarily see the NAUI member lounge. They're not a member, right? If a member logs in, if you log in, you'll see the NAUI divers room and the members lounge and any other group that you're a part of. And again, we drive that from the membership database. And right now we're just sending in, whether you're a member or not. But again, we can start to send in designations. And, if you look at the bottom here, I think we still have the technical instructors. This is one of those places, and first aid instructors, where we could limit based on designation.
So so in the member lounge, they have access. That consists of there we go. NAUI instructors.
Yeah, all member types.
Right on.
And of course, it's not cooperating.
The joy of live streaming presentations.
Yeah,
I always blame IT personally, but hey, that could just be.
Chris is at his house working off of his internet, man. His kids are in the back room gaming right now on some type of on one of the.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago would be a whole different conversation, but nowadays nobody's. I mean, yeah, we had to look after my grandson yesterday, and he ended up on a video chat last night. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, if we have the 60 attendees that are on the webinar all signing in at the same time, that could slow us down a little bit, but it seems a little, let's see.
No, while we're doing that, I mean, a nice question could be, if I was somebody who's having difficulty trying to get in there, who would I contact? Would it be our local IT guy? Would it be perhaps my screening on how I do my virus protection? Any clues on that?
So it's a website. So those types of things shouldn't, virus protection may, pop up a warning if it's watching your browser, if there's an issue, but hopefully there, isn't anything going on with the server. But in general, I would just reach out to customer service, and they can get it. They can either answer the question or they can get it to the right person.
So Lonnie Haynes asks a question here, right here, which is interesting. Will the browser make a difference? You know, is there a preference, Safari, Firefox, Chrome? Doesn't matter, right?
No, because this software is relatively new, but it was built to be web and mobile friendly. So they've really tried to target as many browsers as possible. So I mean, you can literally use pretty much anything to view it, and they have a mobile app. So users can download the it's called Discourse, and they can go to their app store and download the Discourse app, and then it'll walk you through how to connect to the forum.
Okay. So it seems like that there maybe today was just reading some of the feedback that we're getting, some comment section. It seems like this may be an intermittent problem that may have been going on all day today.
Okay.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a couple of different questions, just combining them together because I think it would be a best served answer. One is what topics can be on it, and another one is what levels of membership can be involved. Meaning, if somebody's just signed up to take their first ever scuba course and is a open water diver, would they have access to the forum as well? Kind of combining three different questions here. What's your thought on that?
Yeah. So the answer is yes. And they don't even have to be enrolled in a course. They just have to be a public member. And that's just the very basic creating a profile in Core. And then from there, they can log in directly to the forums and they'll see the NAUI divers room or category. You have as many topics, you know, so what you're seeing on the left are the categories. Topics are unlimited, right? It's a new thread, a new question, a new thought, a new, you know, a new discussion.
So let me ask you this, Chris. Is there, obviously we have this thing right now where we're setting up and we're in the kind of the early phase of, you know, this media type stuff. And obviously this stuff is designed to evolve. Is there, I mean, what type of evolution can we expect it to go through down the end road? Like, what are we looking to, like, what's the end result? Like, where do we want to take it? What's the hopes for it, like in that aspect?
Well, again, it's the hopes are that, you know, more and more people, you know, kind of migrate to the forum for discussion and you know, finding answers to questions. You know, it can evolve basically any way that, you know, you want it to, and it can also happen based on what types of topics. If we start to see, you know, a topic come up over and over again, it might make sense to make that a category. But I think it all just depends. Again, we tried to keep, you know, from the list you can see, we tried to keep it pretty general, and then, you know, start to kind of expand, you know, from there.
Interesting.
Another question that somebody's asked here is, as far as moderators for each section, are we looking for more moderators? Do we have enough moderators?
Yeah, so we got a pretty sizable list, and that's been kind of worked through, and, you know, we've had a request that we look for additional candidates. So if people are interested, actually, if they will email our friend Quentin in South Africa at it's qdeboer, DEBOER @naui.org, with your, you know, desire to be a monitor, then he will work with you to see if that's something that's mutually agreeable.
How did they become a moderator?
Well, so through, you know, basic vetting process, kind of like how our committees work on the board, and Quentin has kind of developed that for us. And then once they're a user, then either another moderator or an admin would make them a moderator.
Let me ask you this here. This is an interesting question. Can forum sections be created in other languages?
So there is language support. We don't have that installed for all languages. yet, but that's coming, down the road.
Okay,
So, yeah, so the answer is yes.
right on.
The idea being is we want consistency of the message throughout the world. So if it's one section that's translated different languages, might be better because it is continuity. But if there's a particular unique thing for a particular area, there's no reason we couldn't have a section for that as well, correct?
Correct.
Provided the moderators want to be there and look after it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see that, the more, the bigger the number of categories, the more either moderators you need, or, people will have to check multiple areas, which can get unruly, if someone is having to be responsible for, 10 or 15 different rooms. But yeah, no, I mean, anything is possible as far as expanding.
So within the social media, that we're able to post images, we're able to share content, we're able to go ahead. What type of resources would we support it with? That members can support with? Can they support it with any type of resources?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, and they'll see it. They can upload documents, embed videos.
One person's asking a question here about accessing different rooms. Who grants that access if somebody logs in and says, I want to be part of a room?
Sure. So it depends on the type of room. Again, the member area is based on your membership type. So if you are a member, you would see it. Same thing with an affiliate. If an affiliate logged in, they would see this room. Outside of that, if it's another specific room, then we'd want to probably put a request to a moderator, and then that would need to be kind of looked at to see, do we need a new room, or does it make sense for that type of person, that type of user, to access the room that they're looking for.
And a good example of that, if you're not a nitrox diver, then you shouldn't really be dealing with the nitrox stuff because you don't have enough knowledge or something along those lines, right?
Yeah, to that effect, sure.
Yeah, and especially on the skill sets, because sometimes a little knowledge can be dangerous. You want to have the proper knowledge, and certainly wouldn't want to be given advice if you don't know that, if you're not a cave diver or whatever. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we obviously want all the members to follow our S&Ps. And if something is posted on here that doesn't necessarily follow the S&Ps, we want them to fall back to the S&P, not to the forum.
So let me ask you this question: Is it supported in a mobile device?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of two ways. You can either just use your browser on the mobile device and it will format the screen accordingly. Or again, they can go to their app store and there's an app that's named Discourse, and that's the name of the software. And they can download that. And when they start it up, it will ask them a question or two about what community they want to join. They type in community.naui.org, and then they have that access as well. And I believe it adds a second icon for that particular forum, so you can direct access it.
I believe Lonnie Haynes posted that up there, so I appreciate Lonnie, man, throwing in some of that support. I think there was a fee on that too. I think for $1.99, I think was all it was.
Lonnie put up two. There was one that was free and as well. So there's two different versions you could look at.
Right.
Yeah. So I use the free one. I don't see any reason why you need to pay for it. It's really all it's doing is creating a link on your phone back to the website.
Gotcha.
There's a question here about travel. Is there going to be a section, or could there be a section that would talk about travel? And this particular example was on Cancun. I'm looking for somebody in Cancun, a nice NAUI guy, so we could have that recommendation. And I think it's almost like a Travelocity kind of a thing, but NAUI based.
Yeah. So could we? Yes, absolutely. Any category, any topic basically is kind of on the table. This is.
That'd be a great one, especially for promoting the travel within the NAUI community.
Sure.
Being Canadian stuck up here in the cold, any year other than right now, I wouldn't actually be here in January. I'd be somewhere else. So it's nice to know I can travel and get recommendations from other NAUI guys on NAUI sites. So I think that's a great idea.
Well, I think that's the whole thing that backs up the social media, the whole media type, the interconnection and network, you know, is working the entire, I mean, that's one of the cool things about NAUI is that there is a worldwide distribution, you know, there's a network of people, and the whole purpose of in today's market, but like, you know, just from working Zoom and just from working some of these contents, you know, we've been able to pull people from all over the world and involve them in a discussion. And that's one of the things that I think that as we go forward, some of the cool things that like, you know, I mean, COVID's been very detrimental to the human planet. But at the same time, there's always going to be, you know, there's going to be something positive that comes out of it. And I think that's one of the good things that we're seeing right now is communication, the means of communication, the forms of communication, the interaction, because we're all looking, you know, that socialization of just going out and, you know, shaking hands and hugging people. That's all gone right now. So now we're looking for other means of socialization. And obviously this is I think it's coming at a right time for us to bring a membership together, socialize on different types of topics, you know, network through the membership, you know, promote different organizations. There's a great, like, you know, hey, this is a great diving destination, or this is a great article, or this is a great, you know, some type of, you know, great committee to be a part of. So all of this stuff is just, it interacts with the purpose and the evolution, how we're trying to move this thing forward. Real, it's pretty cool, man. I mean, I know, obviously I know that there's an issue with this thing today. And I don't think it's technical support, or I don't think it's within our system. I think it's probably somewhere along the lines somewhere else. But, you know, obviously I would encourage everyone to get to the forum, start driving content there, you know, keep it clean, and, you know, just kind of just, you know, use it in a positive manner to improve yourselves, for the, you know, in the whole messaging of why NAUI.
A really good question. Again, I'm reading off of the Q&A section. If I run out of those, I'll switch over to the chat. But for the most part, I'm just taking questions off the Q&A. And somebody's asked, will there be an integration with the NAUI app? So I guess a link to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll build that in pretty easily. Yeah.
Perfect. And just so people know that the new version of the app is in beta testing now and soon to be released based on the beta tests. So
we had Big Bad Quentin DeBoer on this NAUI talk a couple weeks back, and I know he had I think it was right before Christmas time. We were talking about some things, doing some introductions on the NAUI app, and he projected that it would be a first quarter launch on some of that stuff. And a lot of the cool things about it was it seems like that's going to be more earlier Q1 than later Q1. Because we are beta testing it right now, and it is going to come sooner rather than later. So that's pretty, you know, kudos to those guys and Quentin and his team for a job well done on that.
Just switching to the chat one for a moment in case there's questions over there.
Right
just
on.
Roll through them quickly here.
Yeah, what were you looking to do? You were going to do a PowerPoint presentation today also, or are you going to show something? What were you going to do?
No, I just was going with the online that we've got there. I think the big thing with the forum is people can close their eyes and envision what they want it to be. A forum is a fluid product. Yeah. It's a living product. It's not one thing that's just stamped out and that's the way it's going to live. It's not carved in stone or anything like that. So I think as people get online with it and start using it, they'll have needs for it. I mean, there's limitations by our imagination and then by the functionality of if it gets, you know, too big where people aren't looking at things. And if people stop looking at areas, we can certainly close them down. If they see something they like, that we can open something up. And I think it just gives a great forum where, you know, you can get trusted answers because somebody's overseeing it. Unlike some of the social media, there's some great social media stuff out there. But some of it, you always have to be leery of the quality of information you're getting, where if it's within the NAUI community, and not just the community forum, but I mean us, the individuals, we know that we're getting good quality answers from people that care, and it's being moderated by people that are vetted. So if you close your eyes and imagine it, that's what we can do.
So one of the interesting things, obviously, staying along the lines of, obviously, as we build these NAUI talks, we're always talking along the lines of why NAUI, you know, and okay, here's another benefit, here's a benefit, you know, and it's all because we spoke about the ability that NAUI has the greatest product out there. meaning that it has the ability for this academic freedom. It has this ability for these instructor specified specialties. It has the ability for these instructors, the membership, to come together and share ideas. Just as a reminder, some of the future topics that we have discussed, I think that we have another NAUI talk coming up on, what's the date on that, Bill?
It's exactly 2 weeks from today. So yeah. So we've got the 3rd of February.
So the 3rd of February, we're going to come in with,
Building your own slide deck.
yeah, we're going to have Emily Key come in. She's going to, staying along the same lines of, she's a course director down here in the Atlanta region. I know she's going to come in, and we've been talking about these NAUI, why NAUI, and these, creating your own programs, this academic freedom. So, creating the niche, creating your ability to separate yourself from your competition. So Emily's going to come in on February 2nd there, and she's going to, do a demonstration on creating your own slide deck that's customized right into your course, taking some material from now or customizing the course so you can tailor it into your customers. Another exciting NAUI talk that's going to happen on February 16th, backed by popular demand. We're going to bring back David Winford, who's going to bring back a marketing domination strategy. So David was with us, I think about 2 months ago, where he gave us a presentation on how to win the profit game. David's going to come back on the 16th. So be sure we'll be sending out an announcement. I think we're sending out a schedule, Bill, Thursday this week? Is that what it is?
Thursday this week, yes. We're going to go out on Thursday. What we're going to start as of now is every 2 weeks we have a NAUI talk like we're doing now. But as of this week, we're going to have a newsletter that goes out 48 hours afterwards. So every Thursday, and it'll include a capsulation of what happened today, plus a schedule. And we're always going to have a rolling schedule of 3 months worth of activities, so you know what is coming in the next few months, so you can plan your time. As well as, I know this particular one, we're going to do a launch of the NAUI TV, which will have copies of all these particular sessions, as well as other things as we grow with it, and more. So we've got a lot of exciting things coming. So it's every 2 weeks, and they'll all be marketing oriented. So the ways to build your business, the ways to build sales, and in order to do that, you need to teach. We need more instructors. So yeah.
So February 16th, we'll have that marketing strategy, marketing domination. Now we talk with David Winford. Be sure to make that out there. On March the 2nd, we're going to go ahead and have a Brad King from Ken Island Scuba. He's a store that has implemented smart forms. So we'll bring him in to show a system on how you can integrate smart forms into your business. To sign your students up, get your students to medical forms, get your students to liability releases, especially that the way we're traveling right now, or the way we're moving right now in a COVID environment, we want to make sure that we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's. So we'll bring Brad in, and then looking around March 16th or so, we're going to have a discussion. We'll bring in the training department, maybe somebody from over at the Diving Alert Network, and we'll do some things on insurance. I think that's one of the things that we want to talk about. Some of the upcoming events that I think are going to be pretty exciting that we'll see here on the NAUI Forum. Obviously, as we had our meeting this morning, we were able to discuss, NAUI's involvement with the organization Force Blue. All week long this week, we are gearing up for Dive 55, which is going to happen in the Tampa Bay region this upcoming Monday. So if you guys, for people around the world, the NAUI, Madison Nichols and Kim Valdez and Rick Lloydmore, they'll be down at the event hosting Facebook Live. They'll be Facebook Living all day. So this just to kind of share what the experience is. Dive 55 will be in conjunction with the National Football League in the Super Bowl host committee that's happening in honor of Super Bowl 55. Force Blue will be putting 55 volunteer divers into the water to do a marine debris cleanup, as well as a land component of a beach cleanup. All of the plastics will be utilized for an artistic creation. So that'll be fun to watch. That'll all be hosted on our Facebook Live. And one of the cool things I think, Bill, that has Madison. I know we're talking about about the YouTube channel.
Yes.
How far out do you think we are on that? And I know we're having discussions on that, but when do you think we're going to launch all that? Because that's going to be a lot of great content for everybody to go to.
within the week.
So
I
that's
think Madison's got all the ground stuff in place. Her and I just need to talk and decide what that venue is going to be over the next bit, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So we're gonna, if I'm hoping correctly, Thursday we'll have links to things that they can live use right away, and the reformat of that NAUI TV be up within a week or so on a basic level,
okay.
and just build from there.
So, we'll kind of just, wrap this thing up a little bit right here, summarize a little bit. I mean, obviously the NAUI Forum is a great little area for us to go to. For interaction, we'll be able to post events, post messages that we're looking at, just content that we need that's important to get to the membership, just strengthen numbers. So it'd be exciting to get this, as it'll be exciting to watch the NAUI Forum grow continually. And then as a reminder, the NAUI Talk schedule will be hosting over the next several weeks, or next month, couple months. You can just look for this event to happen every twice a month. So, and there's a schedule that we have coming up for the up until March 30th, building your own slide deck with Emily Key, marketing domination with David Winford, and building your own smart forums with Brad King. And we'll pull in the diving alert network for insurance. And have we selected somebody on the QR codes there, Bill?
Yes, we do. We have the QR code coming up as well.
Who's going to be the moderator? Who's going to be the presentator on that?
I'm looking for somebody. I have two candidates. We just haven't figured out which is the best. I'm looking for a dive professional that uses it on a regular basis, but I do have two QR code experts. I just rather a diving person is using it for our particular application. So if anybody knows, I'm listening.
Yeah. So for all the folks that are out there listening and watching, stay tuned this week. You'll see a lot of social media posting coming out of NAUI pertaining to Dive 55 with Pepsi and the NFL. That's going to be hosted all this week. And then the actual event will be 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3 p.m. East Coast time. So you'll see NAUI Worldwide partnered up with Florida Aquarium, the NFL, Pepsi, down on Spanish Rocks Reef down here in Bradenton, participating in a marine debris cleanup. And we'll have a lot of Facebook Live going on all day long, so people around the world can track the event and see what we're doing and how cool it'll be. And it's just that part. What did we say this morning? New year, new NAUI, right?
Yeah.
New year, new NAUI. Just keep pushing it forward. Do you want to wrap this thing up, Bill? Is there anything?
Absolutely. If somebody's looking for more information on what Force Blue is and this particular campaign, the newsletter that's going out this Thursday is going to have a little write-up on it. And you'll gain some insight from that. We're just so fortunate to be part of this movement, and I don't want to tie up too much time talking about it today, but it's a spectacular movement, and NAUI is the only training agency that's involved in it to the level that, and it's going to really make a difference. Correct?
Correct. And then we've got some exciting news. It's going to be launched here within the next probably 4 to 5 weeks, about the NAUI's partnership with the Veterans Administration and the educational ability to do the educational benefits. So we'll have more information to follow about that. Very exciting time to be a part of NAUI. Great things on the horizon as we start, looking for ways to grow. Go ahead, Bill, wrap it up.
Okay, thanks everybody for joining. I once again appreciate it. We promise these are always 30 minutes to 1 hour max and 30 minutes min. And basically time well spent. So if you've got more questions that we've not addressed, by all means, I put my email up there several times. Contact me, contact Angelo. If we can't answer it, we'll point it in the right direction. Madison is hiding in the background. She's the brains behind it all, not Angelo and I. Thanks, Madison, for running everything in the background. Chris, thank you for being our guest. I look forward to everybody in 2 weeks having some more fun. So thank you very much.
Chris, I just wanted to throw a shout out to you, just to say thank you for jumping in on this and ad-libbing, and that was much appreciated on that one.
No worries, my pleasure, and I'm so excited that the site didn't work for us today. I'm gonna go jump in now and see what's going on. So.
All right, well, all the technical support, we'll send it your way, man. So
Thanks.
All right, guys, thanks so much.